So hi guys, I'm your reporter Ziyuan, and I'm now at the Wukesong Sports Center, and as you can see, this is the field of sitting at this arena, but I'm also having my colleague here and check out who is standing in the middle of the ice rink.
I see you.
Yes.
I see you.
That's my
I know you have.
Omar.
I have two cameras here, but I know you have a lot more to do in your introduction. So please, I don't know how much more you want to add to that, but you'll be giving it to me here in a few seconds or a few minutes, correct?
Yes, yes. So this is a feel of being here, and then you can see it's pretty empty because the test events are wrapped up. All of them are wrapped up before the real game starts for the 2022 Winter Games. And I'm going to hand it over to Omar, and then I'm going to join him down there.
All right, I think all the spot, I don't know what camera to look at, but thank you so much, Jasmine, for that brief introduction right there. But as she mentioned, as Jasmine was talking about right at the top, that we are here at Wukesong Sports Center in the heart of Beijing. Now, for viewers who don't know about this arena, who have heard about it, this arena actually has the honor of being a location to host two different Olympics. You think back to 2008. The Summer Games, that magnificent sort of Olympic theme, that feeling that was held here back in 2008. This arena saw some of the greatest basketball sporting events. You think of that final between the United States and Spain, with the U.S. came out on top, and then progressing into the future, you've had a lot of music events and other sporting events that have taken place here. Now, for me, this is my first time here, I should say. Let's get my cameraman to take a look around as we're here on ice level. But some of you are going to be wondering what's happening here. There's no ice on today. They took it off yesterday as they finished the majority of all the testing events here at Wukesong Center, and they're going to be cleaning it. You see some of these machines sort of on the concrete, on the ice level here, cleaning it out, making sure everything is nice and ready. You see a nice shot up at the Experience Beijing. That's a scoreboard, the score clock right above us. We're going to be exploring here, but I want to get back to this arena. Now, when it comes to ice hockey, most of the games are going to be held here. Most of the ice hockey events are going to be played here, from the group round into the bracket stage, and potentially in the final. We're still not sure, trying to figure out where that final will be held, perhaps here or at the National Center. But this location has also been home to China's first professional hockey team, the Kunlun Red Star. They played their first home game here. Their first goal was scored here, and I believe they won that game by a score of 6-3. Now, this is my first time here, and it's been pretty cool. Myself, coming from Canada, enjoying hockey all my life, I'm finally here. I get to explore this. Just a few days ago, I was at a major ice hockey school here in Beijing, learning about the game here, and me and Jasmine are going to be diving into that. Let's take a look about what a hockey arena is all about. I believe she will be catching up with me. Here you see, this is where the players will be sitting. Essentially, you'll have, usually when you look at the National Hockey League or the Continental Hockey League, which is in Russia and other European countries, the NHL in Canada and the US, you have some of the media here in the middle and both teams on the sides here. You see the benches here were, I don't know how many, oh, hold on, I think Jasmine is right. Let's go back, because I'm going to give her an introduction as well. But this looks, you have to remember, when you look at professional hockey in North America, and I believe in parts of Europe, they have a different size ice rink. This is the Olympic standard. Let's run over to Jasmine, who's made her way down. You can see our camera crew who has been following her, and then I have my own very handy cameraman here.
It's so far away.
It's so far away. Okay, sorry, I came to save you. Let's go. Hello. Okay.
Obviously, wait, which one? Oh, okay, I think we're watching.
I think we're with him.
Yeah. So obviously we arranged this because we want to show you the full experience of coming down here, really understand what's the feel of the stadium, and this is the look. How do you feel?
You know, when we arranged to come here and film today, I was hoping for a bit of ice on the ground here. It would have been nice to be able to put some skates on, maybe play some hockey. We'd be falling on the ice, of course. But honestly, it's a pretty surreal experience to know that just in 3 months, Olympic level players, countries from all over the world are going to be participating here. Hopefully, we're going to be able to be here and see the real game. So that's a pretty cool experience.
But let me follow up on that. The reason why we don't have ice today is because of the ice hockey test events are finished just a couple of days ago, and then because of the pandemic, only 4 teams are tested here. They are all from Beijing, and then the reason why they have this test event is obviously the operation, the logistics, as well as what other measures can be effective, especially during this special time. So they're having these teams here and also allowing reporters to come in to understand what the operation looks like. So, well, the ice was here yesterday,
yeah.
but it's not here today. But it's also interesting to see the floor here. It's just
Sure.
because we always see the ice, we want to see the ice.
What's underneath it?
Yeah, but what's underneath it? So after they crack all the ice, you can see
these small machines rolling around.
Those are rolling around just because. Let's walk over here.
Let's get a shot of it.
So the reason why they're on the floor, on the ground right now is just because they didn't clean yesterday. So they
True.
pretty much just crack it, and then you can see some of the melted white paint still
Sure.
on the floor, and also the dots and dents. That's what you're seeing now.
I remember you were here, I believe, a couple weeks ago. You spoke with two American sort of ice makers. You did an interesting story about that. Tell us a bit more. What were the things they shared with you? I remember they were from the United States,
Yeah.
and they said they spoke to you about the operations, the process. What maybe you can share with the viewers and myself. What did they say to you?
So what's interesting, first of all, how to get here.
Okay.
So one of them actually traveled to Beijing multiple times, especially since the time when the pandemic was pretty serious here.
Okay.
And that was 2019, the end of 2019.
So at the height of the... Okay.
Yeah, the height of the pandemic. And then he said it was easier. It was hard to get here, but now it's easier.
Now it's easier.
Way easier. So they pretty much just have to follow the quarantine procedure. But
Okay.
it's way easier for international travel now. So he said there's nothing to worry about. They will go back to the States after this finish. So they are now in quarantine. That's the reason why they're not here.
And what were their comments about? Because maybe for them it's the first time coming to China to do ice hockey, and especially manufacturing and putting up an arena like this, or the ice, I should say. Did they have any sort of feedback about, we're doing hockey in China? What did they think of the quality?
So I can also walk the audience and also around here, just because it's also my first time getting on here.
Okay.
Because they were in a closed loop management, which means they are being separated from us. So we can only be on the audience, and then but we are now here on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what they're saying is everything is standardized.
Right.
Everything is very pretty much international standard. You have to be meeting the standards.
It meets that level of international standards. Everything should go normally. So
and then the reason why they're here is just because it's not that the Chinese team, the ice making team, not capable of making the ice surface.
Right.
It's because according to international standard, you pretty much have to have the qualified ice makers here to supervise,
Correct.
to test, and also have like a third eye to see whether your eyes
quality control,
Yes.
ensure is standard. Okay.
Pretty much, yes.
I think we're going to do a tour around, but I want to get to the center of ice. I have a story to share
yeah.
for yourself and some of our viewers. So
and also, let me finish up on
Go
the
ahead,
ice
go
making.
ahead, go ahead.
So the ice making normally take about 3 to 5 days.
for for the whole rink.
Whole rink. And then I think the width is 26 meters, and then the length is 60.
That's the Olympic size.
Yes.
And that's a different, I was just talking by myself actually to the camera, that's a different size from the professional leagues. So the professional leagues are a bit smaller actually. So you have more, perhaps more contact, more speed. But on the open rinks, on the Olympic size rink, the passing is much better. The play is much more open. Of course, the Olympic version of ice hockey is not as violent and not as aggressive. They kind of want to show the game more than the aggressiveness of what you see in the NHL.
So it's more like a competition and showtime.
There's still contact, it's still a high-paced sport, but when you look at sort of the NHL or the KHL where the Beijing Kunlun Red Star play, you have more contact, you have more sort of ferocity. But when you look at Olympic hockey, it's more about the quality of the game, passing, about the finesse. So it's a bit, I don't know, everyone has their own choice when it comes to this sport. But I think we're just going to get to the center.
Oh,
I see
right
it. It's right under the cameraman's foot. So we have the middle of the ice here. 中心 in Chinese.
Yeah, it's written
So you see,
here.
I don't know the reason why, but you see there's a divot here. There's a hole in there.
And you can also see the white paint.
The white paint,
liquid still
which
remain.
is still there.
Yeah.
So in 2002, at the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics, the team in charge of making the ice was both Canadians and Americans, just like you said here in Beijing. And the Canadians, they put a coin, a $1 or $2 coin, as good luck into this hole, and then covered it with ice. But nobody knew anything about it.
Okay.
That year, Canada won the gold medal after 50 years of never winning, of never having won the gold medal. And then they did a documentary and took photos. Hey, we found a 硬币, a coin in the ice. And then it became a big story in Canadian media that these ice guys put this piece of good luck. So I was thinking,
But is
do you
that
have
allowed?
obviously, but regulation-wise, it's not allowed. So I was going to say, do you have a one RMB coin? So that was my little story. It was kind of like a unique, like a Olympic culture story that these guys said, we hope Canada can win, and they put it in there, sealed it with ice, and then there were photos of it. Because usually there's a camera right above us. There's probably a camera up there with a bird's eye view directly onto the ice. So there's 100% one up there. And at the end of the gold medal game, the camera zoomed in, and you could see the coin. So that's kind of my story.
I don't know, like I feel like it's like a snow day thing. It's like
it's probably not allowed. It's probably not allowed. It's probably frowned upon. Okay, we're gonna
copycat.
No copycat. Let's take a look at maybe some of the you want to start on that side or this side?
Like, what's the difference? Because I feel like on
they look the same. They look the same.
I know, but this one has a fans on, like plastic.
Well, okay, so it depends how much. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this side you have the plexiglass covered up the entire sort of this part of the boards. You have two doors. So in ice hockey, when you take a penalty, 犯规, if I do something illegal, you usually go for 2 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. The player who's penalized goes into, let's go into this one, I think it's closer.
Okay.
The player who is penalized goes into here, and he literally sits on timeout. Like you've been naughty, you've been a bad child. Go in this box. It's called the penalty box. So the player goes in here, sits down, and that team only has 4 players on the ice. The other team only has 5 players. So it's called a power play. So they play with power because they have more people. And essentially,
okay, I didn't know about this.
The guy just sits down here and waits for 2 minutes and looks at the clock.
With his gear and
with his gear. So my mic is so there's an official Olympic sort of referee sitting beside him with a clipboard and a timer. Maybe not a timer, but they'll fall and then they will open the door. So the player will be, when it's maybe 10 seconds left, the player will be standing, waiting to go. And then they open the door and he can join the play. He doesn't have to go, they don't have to stop the play. He can jump out directly and continue playing. So this is the
But that doesn't have to do with, because I heard after they changed of the players, doesn't need any
stoppage.
Yeah.
No, it's free. It's open play. The line changes, players coming over the boards, players going back. That's all open play. That's why the game is considered fast and fast-paced. But the penalty box, essentially you sit here by yourself for 2 minutes, doing nothing, or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, if it depends on how bad what you did on the ice. So yeah, a very lonely place. Not a very, you sit by yourself. Unless your team takes another penalty, and then there's 2 of you sitting in here.
Well, hopefully no.
Hopefully, the team would not do too well.
3, yeah.
Yeah, then it's 5 versus 3, so it's not too good. A very kind of simple room. Not much to explore. Do you want to go do that?
So pretty much you're not sitting with your
No, you're not.
teammate.
Yeah. Your team is on that side, which I think we can...
Because when, I mean, in my understanding in basketball, you pretty much just...
yeah, but with basketball...
You're with your team.
With basketball, if I foul you...
Yeah.
If I foul you, I keep playing. There's no two... It's always 5-on-5.
Yes.
So in this sport, they take you off. They punish you.
And you're sitting alone.
You're sitting by yourself, drinking water. You have no phone. You can't do anything. You can just... Your coach is probably angry with you for what you did. So that's the penalty box.
Like normally, like I'm the zero understanding of the real sport. So like, what will make you foul? Like, because you're allowed to like. You're allowed
to hit. You're allowed to hit. But let's say you're playing and I take my stick and I hit you. I cannot use my stick
intentional?
Yes, or if I unintentionally put my stick here and hit you in the face, or if I trip, there's tripping, hooking, spearing, cross-checking, boarding. There's a lot of, like, let's say a player is...
So, for example, some player will have, like, angry moves, like slamming people.
It really depends on the context and the moment of the play, but there's a lot of things that are illegal and you shouldn't do, and you end up there. Jasmine, go back. Go sit for 2 minutes.
No.
Okay, so you said this one has no glass. As you see, this one is open.
We can also see, like...
Because the players, I kind of want to do it. I want to show them how players get on the ice.
Yeah.
They will go over. No, I don't want to. Do it. I don't have. This is too high. So the players will be sitting here, and let's say they're playing in that end, and 2 players get tired.
So actually, they are flipping over.
Yeah. They're jumping over.
I thought that was them being lazy because when I have like a no, they don't have
the door. There should be doors. There should be a door. Eventually, there should be a door. There must be a door. Eventually, there'll be a door where they can go more safely, but usually...
I think I see one on the other side, but not this one. Maybe.
This one, for sure, they must have a door. Yeah. But usually they fly over. because it's quicker. You just put one leg. It's kind of like you're riding a horse. You're waiting with
and then
one
you
leg.
pretty much
And
landing
you just
on
jump
ice.
home and you
Yeah.
play. So you'll have all the players here, whatever, 15 to 20, however many they're allowed in the Olympics. You have your coaches and medical staff behind. And yeah, this is where one team sits, the home or away team. Again, very simple. You can see the protective padding on the floor to protect the skates from cutting the cement. Everything looks, I'm sure the benches will look a bit nicer. These are like, actually they do look good.
They are polished.
They are very
They are
polished.
very polished.
So yeah, these are the boards. What else? Let's maybe move.
And then do they normally wait with gears on?
Everyone is fully geared. Like in the middle of the game, everyone is fully geared.
But sometimes why do they put their like sticks like on the
If the guy knows, the coach tells him you're not coming back on, or if he's hurt, he'll maybe put his stick in that rack right there. Maybe get medical attention. Maybe he got cut. He needs quick stitches or a band-aid.
I see. How about like
This,
who stays here?
from my understanding, like when I watch professional hockey in Canada and the U.S., there is a media person here. Because up there is where the main media cameras will be, but obviously for this arena it's going to be there. But they will be there too.
I think there are multiple. They're testing out like the
locations.
360
Angle,
VR
yes.
experience. Yeah.
That's something. 8K.
Yeah.
We'll have that.
Yeah.
But yes, this is where some media are, and I can't remember if there's any other official, any other referee, because there are going to usually be 2 linesmen and 2 officials. I'm not too sure about the Olympics. We'll have to double check whatever is made for Beijing 2022. But yeah, this one's this is a really good seat for me, like in the media, in the sports media industry, I believe, in North America. The reporter who gets to be here has the best job. Because you're ice level. You're standing here with your headset on, mic'd up, talking with the studio, and you're seeing the game.
So pretty much
this.
it's
the best reporter spot.
Commentator?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Color commentary is here. And then the next bench is here, which I don't think we have to explain again.
Yeah, okay.
So
very cool.
that's pretty much it. So I want to ask you some questions, because you've been coming to Wukesong a few times. You've been called this your second home.
My backyard.
Your backyard, sorry.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the arena? You know, built in 2005. It's hosted multiple sporting events, both Olympics now, music events. What's your sort of like take? Do you think it's nice? What do you think of the seating? What's your impression?
So I think it's evolving.
Okay.
I think all the experience so far, especially I'm not really. No, we are actually going. Wait,
Yeah,
one.
we're this way,
Okay,
we're this way.
but let's finish here because I feel like it.
Did we miss something?
Did we? Yes, we did. We forget the referee.
Oh, the mates.
location.
Let's go back. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, camera. Sorry, viewers.
But let me also explain my experience.
Yeah,
being
your
here.
experience here.
So I actually been to also the National Sports Stadium. I feel like here it's standardized,
Okay.
obviously, but I also witnessed the entire ice making process here.
You saw it all in 3
Saw
days.
it all, yeah. So I was here. It was cold.
It's not cold at all today.
Yeah,
I walked in. I'm like,
all
oh.
the ice melted. But when I got here, they finished. So let me also explain how the ice was made.
I don't know. You have to explain
Oh,
it.
you didn't
I don't.
know?
I don't
thought
know.
you do. So as you can see, this is like a dark
Concrete cement.
Yes. So it's actually made with cement with
Yes.
those pipe to keep the temperature cold.
So
The pipes are buried underground.
So there's something on there to maintain the same temperature
yes.
of coldness. Okay.
Exactly. And then
Makes sense.
And then the first layer is about 2 centimeters ish
In thickness.
in
Okay.
thickness. But because the water will be filtered to put in here to maintain the ice quality, so the first layer of the ice is so-called the black ice because you can see through.
Yes.
And then they will, and then you can see the white paint remain here. It's just because they spray white paint onto the black ice.
Okay, so that's all painted.
Yeah.
Is that using a machine or there has to be a machine that does that?
Machine, but also sprays.
With some manual
With some
painting.
manual fix-up.
Like for example, I saw your story. They do the line, like the blue line.
Uh-huh.
The marks of the 2 blue there.
Yes.
You have the 2 offside blue lines, and you have the center line. That's all done by hand.
Yes.
And
then,
there's a string. Explain the string.
They used to,
I didn't understand the red string.
The red
Are
string.
we connected? Some Chinese culture for you folks there.
Obviously not. So they actually use like a specially made wool or yarn.
Yes, wool.
Wool yarn, and then they will actually have the outline done.
Okay.
Use the wool or yarn to draw the lines.
Right.
And then you pretty much, it's like filling the colors and
into like a like a
into the
cartoon
shape.
comic. Fill in the lines.
Yeah, fill in
with
the
the
lines,
color.
pretty much. And then that's how it makes. And also, I think the most interesting one is the circles, because you actually...
Centerized, yeah.
Yeah, they have a little, I don't know, like shape made with cardboard or similar way of it, and then they would draw around it.
So it's a cutout.
Yeah, it's a cutout.
To give a standard sort of diameter and,
Yes.
and circumference of the middle,
Yes.
and they can just follow that.
Yes.
It's much easier.
And then after
Logical.
everything is painted, they
Do you have to
will...
wait, or can you skate immediately?
No, you
That's probably on the third
the
day.
correct way of seeing it is when they are painting the circles or lines, they will have two guys with bucket. They will keep spraying water on it.
Yes,
So that,
I saw this.
So that that's how they continue to make increase the thickness of the ice and also
Build it up.
cover it like so after the paint. It will be
I know there's
another
another.
layer of
So the
ice.
paint is not directly on the top.
Yes.
Because then you would
so
get
it's
a.
like a sandwich.
Yes.
You squeeze
a Big
inside.
Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You're the
then-
ice expert. You're the ice expert.
Oh,
Next,
because I spoke to them, so I know.
you were
what's
with
going
them. Yeah, I
on.
remember you were with those
Uh-huh.
two fellows from the United States. Really nice
I'm
guys.
so curious, like, what are they going to do with this dance?
I'm trying to think. Usually there's holes in the ice. Maybe there's something with there's definitely something with drills in here, but maybe for basketball, because this
yes.
arena can be converted in
Yes.
6 hours from basketball to ice
Smart,
hockey.
yeah.
So I remember. I did my homework. Okay, I think before we get off the ice, this is not ice yet. We can give a little tour. Would you like to go in first?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, can we go into here?
Yeah,
we have to go
we
around.
have to go around, but we have to go through here. Let me feel the bench of
2
sitting
minutes.
here alone.
2 minutes.
No, that's,
Depression.
That's way too long.
Okay, let's go around.
Yeah. It's actually my first time here because they are
Down here.
Yeah, they shut it off for the pandemic and also for.
Because your interview, you were like reaching with the boom
So
mic
I was actually standing up here, and then
They were here.
here. Yeah, just because
for safety first.
reasoning.
Okay, we're gonna. Sorry, my. No, we're gonna go. We're gonna go.
He
Get
shut the
ready.
door for us.
Okay, member. I'm opening the door. Please be careful with my mic.
Yeah.
So after you, go ahead.
Okay. I never.
So,
I was actually a scorekeeper
For-
for my entire college life.
what sport? Volleyball, basketball.
Hockey, basketball, volleyball.
So you're trustworthy. You need high
and
integrity to balance the points.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. You want me to move over?
Yeah.
So again, this is where I would probably be the most confused, but this is where the scorekeeper is. You have all the
And I think this is all the like countdowns or.
the timer.
Timer,
I think it may connect to the scoreboard, which is broadcast. Like the score will be everywhere in the arena, and of course on the main screen. You have some scorekeepers here. Don't film this. It's a bit messy here today. But you have some TV crew, perhaps, probably through the Olympic channel, because that's going to be exclusive rights to CMG. So they're going to be dealing with that. You have the timekeeper, the scorekeeper, and probably other IIHF or Olympic officials. But there's no players in here. There's no athletes coming into this space. It's all officials and those managing the game.
And also the reason why they have this is just because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, of course, there's going to be tons of computers here. You're going to have guys flying over the boards of the puck, hitting someone in the face, and they're bleeding from their nose. No. That's why you have this here to protect. Oh yeah, I wanted to explain one thing. So, why is this so like look, the whole thing moves, right?
Yeah.
That's because when you get hit, if I get hit against the glass, and if it's too strong, I'm going to break every bone.
Yes.
This is meant to absorb the shock, and it's not glass. I believe it is plexiglass, but it's
Okay.
meant to absorb shock.
So
pretty
it's
cool.
actually designed like this.
For purpose. It's supposed to shake. There's one thing we didn't mention: the nets.
I was so scared. I thought you were going to knock it over.
No. It's like, if it knocks over, then they didn't do a good job. But this is fine. I know it's good. You wanted to explain the nets, right? Or
I only know it's for safety purpose.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't know if our cameraman can get those nets would go around the top. I don't know from this
上面
angle.
的那些网。
上面的网看到了没有？能拍到吗？拍不到。Okay, we're not.
It's okay. We will give it another shot when we go up
When
to
we
the
go, okay.
audience. Yeah.
I think we're done here. Let's
Yeah, okay.
slowly make our way
Okay.
after you. Okay.
Oh.
We should also mention to all of our viewers, whether you're watching on Weibo, Facebook, of course the CGTN app, I have a feeling CGTN is going to probably be one of the only few English language media at the Olympics. We'll see how with pandemic prevention controls go. Of course, we hope more and more people can come. It's the Olympics. But of course, stay tuned to our content. We're going to be, it's November. And we have plenty of Olympic. We're like we have 3 months to go, and we're already doing Olympic coverage. So if you want to know everything from Zhangjiakou to Yanqing
to Beijing,
to Beijing City Center,
also like
where
public.
Yeah, just how
Sports.
Beijing is dealing with,
yeah,
and China's dealing with the Olympics. Okay, here we have a good shot.
Yeah, so that's
the nets. I don't know. I think our cameraman on the inside. I think one of them got it.
One of them got it.
So you see the net. These nets, they're only on the end because you shoot in this direction. Like the goalie is going to be here, and the pucks are mostly going in this direction or that.
Would it go that high?
Very easily, very easily. Yeah. But of course it can go this way. But when it goes this way, perhaps the puck, the velocity, the speed of the puck, the power behind it is not that strong. So people can catch it, or someone else will grab it. But this way, the speed is actually really strong. It's powerful. So yeah, just for safety for the spectators. And this is not just a Beijing thing. This is a global thing. Nearly every professional ice hockey arena in Europe and North America and Canada will have this. So it's not like they just did it for Beijing. Okay. It's just an international standard. So that's how it was. I recall your yogurt and your Sprite. I think we have to go back across.
But we can also take another final look of the...
We can cross one more time.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, because what are some of the... We can just talk about Olympics in general. What are the sports you've been doing figure skating lessons, which is also associated with skating. Tell me about that. Tell me about it. How is your figure skating going?
Speaking of that, I also want to share that because in China, I think winter sports just catch
a new drive.
Momentum.
It's a new drive.
Yeah, and then what's interesting is because when I learned my figure skating, it was in Zhuhai, like a third-tier city.
South China.
Yeah, South China, but they also have like ice rinks and all that.
Everything
very
indoor.
Well said. But I was actually skating on the ice rink that made both for figure skating and ice hockey.
Okay. Is there a difference?
I think so, because you remember I actually did a master class with the Olympian, like the...
An Olympian?
Yeah. And then I realized the ice for figure skaters is actually way thicker, about 2 to 3 centimeters.
But on your skates, do you feel it's harder?
Yeah, no, it's actually
softer. It's smoother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think for the feel of the ice, they actually sometimes mix it with milk.
With milk?
It's very luxurious.
I'm going to have to look that up. I kind of don't believe that.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, was this your first time skating, or?
Yeah, I learned it
in Zhuhai. Yeah.
In Zhuhai in a week, like 9 classes.
In a row. Bam.
Yeah.
And
then I practiced like 3 to 4 hours per day.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then they were saying it's too much.
You've had enough.
Please just limit your practice for like 2 to 3 hours,
and then
that's
go home.
enough.
And
otherwise, your muscle can hurt and
no recovery.
Yeah, no recovery.
Fantastic. I wish I had lessons too. I haven't skated in like 7 years.
I thought you can do the triple X or whatever.
I can do triple. So we're kind of coming under the arena. You've been here before.
Yes.
We're going to be checking out some of the sort of closed loop circuit logistics.
So the thing is that it's dark here, and it might look a bit messy here, but I also wanted to explain, as we just mentioned, the test events have just wrapped up, and they are actually pretty much put things into order because they want to have this arena open for maybe like kids coming in to practice, because I know that the training stadium is still with ice, but the main stadium, they melted because they want to have the experts from America as well as the ice making team to finish all the work here, disinfect, and also make sure there's no COVID, and then and then they are safe to go into quarantine, and then we can come here to visit and show you what it looks like.
And of course, when it comes to Olympic time, we do want some fans in the arena. We do want spectators.
So the official information now is the ticket will be on sale for domestic viewers.
Yes, only people based in China.
Yeah, but not
no one flying in.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming to a part of the way life
box.
is A red box.
Showing you a red box. Well,
Jasmine, take it away. Take it away. This is your show now.
Well, because it's standing here, not much action, and we don't see it here. So this is the delivery box for packages, and then the location we're standing here was for the athletes or people or staff who are stuck here, and this is how they get their packages. So I will show you the entire process. Let's begin from this way.
You know this much better than I do. It's my first time.
Do you want to get your package? I think this is the only way to get your package. Like, you have to know it, otherwise you're stuck inside.
You're stuck.
With
I can't
nothing,
order
no
my
snacks.
Quacky,
Yeah.
No, what if my phone breaks or something? I need to buy a book, or my PlayStation
I know
breaks.
it's a bit cranky here, but I don't want
You
to.
said they first come from here.
Yeah, so let's give a shot to the
The
elevator.
wonderful elevator.
So the delivery man will come in from my left-hand side from this elevator, and this is the outside loop. So this is the reason why we're showing you is just because many say, what do you mean by closed loop? What do you mean by separated from inside and outside? So this is the outside, think about it. And then when the delivery man comes, and then he will depend on the size of your package, and then he will choose a unit for your package. And then after, let me also show you, like, get the package, send the package, and then, or contact the delivery guy. Or for example, if I want to give something to Omar, and then I would dial in the order I have on my phone, and then I would type it in. The unit will pop open, and then I will put the package inside, and then I would close it. And then Omar will get a text message on his phone. And then, yeah, and then on the other side, and then this is the outside loop, and you won't be able to go through here. The delivery guy will just finish his work there and then leave. And then on the other side, let's go find what Omar is doing here. Omar is getting his package here and putting in codes. Yeah.
What did you send me? Thank you so much.
Flowers, wines.
Maybe some masks.
So, yeah, and then he will pick it up from here, and then the unit will pop right open, and then you will disinfect it.
Is this also for athletes, or just for the staff workers?
For staff here.
Okay.
What they have done is for the staff.
Because the staff are always going to be here.
Yes.
Because they can't really go outside of that closed circuit loop. They're going to stay in that sort of confined zone for Olympic staff. And once the Olympics are done, they can go back.
But in general, this is for everybody in the closed loop, so it's not limited to staff. But
I don't think it would be. I feel like anyone who knows how to use Jingdong.
or, yeah, the system. Yeah.
Cool.
So this is what they're doing. And
that's another reality of these Olympics in the midst of COVID-19. We saw earlier this year in Japan, I think the effort was made, but of course you had some people that did test positive for COVID-19. You have to really be strict. China has a zero tolerance policy. Of course, some people believe it's strict, but it's great.
I want to show you a sign here, and then it actually says it's closed loop.
Okay.
Oh, so this is do not pass. So how they're differentiate the inside and outside is what you are seeing is actually two of them will be stopped somewhere. That means you cannot cross over.
So 2 means don't go.
Yes. So this is the little barrier they use to block off the roads.
Okay.
And if you go over, don't come back anymore.
Go home.
Yeah,
Get
home.
out.
We're
Okay.
stuck here.
We're coming to our two lovely Zamboni machines.
Is it like a very standard?
Yeah, super standard when it comes to hockey in most professional leagues, and nearly every rink is going to have. So hockey is played in 3 periods of 20 minutes each period. Between each period, I believe you have 10 to 15, usually 20 minutes of a break. These will come out before the game and in between every period. What do they do? The simple story is that they take all of the ice surface, all of the ice level, they kind of let in some water with some heat, they melt it, because you have to think, when you're skating on the ice, your skates, you're creating divots, you're curving, you're cutting through the ice, you're creating all these small holes and these marks. The ice surface eventually is no longer smooth. So the way you skate is going to be impacted, and the way the puck traverses, that's all going to impact just passes and shots. So between every period before the game, this comes out. From the back here, I don't know the exact engineering technical specifications, but Essentially, it smooths out the ice. It's not like a brand new layer. They'll usually do a few circles, and then it brings back the ice to a more playable level at the start of the next period. So I'm not going to get in it.
But I heard it's so expensive to dry. Like,
there was a story, I can't remember
like
who did it, about the unique features of Zambonis. I have to read into that. The Zambonis, there's something really unique about them. But they're just mainly used in skating events to provide for a very smooth layer.
And I think one thing I know about, obviously, ice making again is after the thickness, they didn't meet the requirement or it was not thick enough, they was like dump a certain amount of water and then just drive it around.
To build it up.
To build it up,
okay.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Because spraying with bucket is not enough anymore.
No,
so they have to drive it around. And it also depends on the temperature. So they actually use the thermometer to test the temperature.
Well, just like they do every entrance I go into.
Yeah, and every single entrance you go into, they use the same way to understand the temperature of the ice. And I was so shocked.
See if the ice has a fever.
Yeah. I didn't watch. And then it meets the standards.
No, that's extremely technical. It has to be. There's an Olympic
standard.
Let's
go around to take an entire look of the.
We're coming up to we're going to be speaking with two guests later.
And then we're heading over to find them.
The two this is when the Zamboni goes into the corner of the ice so it doesn't damage the boards. So you see this one, it will be going in a clockwise manner. So because you can't scrape this metal into the boards, so this is to kind of spin off. It only has it at the front here. This one will have it as well.
Yeah.
So they can only go in a clockwise.
That's why I get it now. Just because the ice makers I watch, I think it was one afternoon, the temperature was not
cold enough.
Not cold enough, and all the water wasn't melting. I think he was trying to meet one part and trying to go through one part, but this one is so huge that he couldn't get to it. And
that tiny part.
Yeah, the tiny part, and then he drive over, and then he looked down.
Oh no.
Oh.
Has to go back. Yes.
Go back, as you just mentioned, clockwise, and then he go again.
You can't just randomly drive that thing, but because it's so big, and the small corners on the ice, the smallest parts of the ice, you have to get quick. I think we're here.
Yeah.
I think we're here. Are we taking the stairs or the elevator?
Yeah, we're taking the stairs.
We
are getting a full experience of
Wukesong.
going up and down, and also
your backyard.
my backyard.
You know, I'm thinking that when the events come here, today we see an empty arena. And
I think we want to offer the audience a unique experience of seeing what's before and after.
Yeah, beforehand, sure.
Because during the test events, it was very limited. You can, like as a reporter, you can only go to one spot and then you get out.
So you come, you film, and then you're gone.
Yeah, and then you are meeting them right here. We're walking up the stairs, and you're only getting like one, like what do you say, one direction, or you just travel between 2 points. You can't get a full experience like as we go.
Just randomly walk around. Yeah, you can imagine like. To maximum capacity. But it would be nice to see this arena filled with fans, with people enjoying hockey. Although hockey is quite still growing in China, I just can imagine this arena filled with people would be cool.
Do they have any like special ways of like saying, like for example, in figure skating you throw like teddy bears, you throw flowers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's say a player scores 3 goals in the whole game. It's called a hat, hat trick. So if he scores 3 goals, no, everyone takes their hat and throws on the ice. And then they gather all the hats.
It's an investment.
It's kind of icky because everyone's hats and hair.
That might be a no-no for
COVID. No, for sure during these Olympics you can't throw anything on the ice. I have a feeling they'll say no throwing anything. But yeah, that's a common sort of tradition.
I see.
They throw it and then they put it on a bucket, and at the end of the game you go find it. I don't know how hygienic.
No.
I hope everyone shampooed that day.
Okay.
All right, we took a very interesting way off.
Yeah.
I'm out of breath. I gotta exercise a bit more before the Olympics.
Well,
So this is like the main concourse where people will be coming in, finding their seats.
You see the blockage is because, they still want to separate
Yes.
people not going downstairs because, as you can see, that was the way to come up here. They want to really plan out a specific route for
one
reporters.
channel in and one channel out.
Pretty
No
much,
mixing with staff. Of course, but you have to remember, I think everyone's going to be vaccinated. Everyone's going to have COVID tests within perhaps 24 hours or 48 hours before entering venues. These are things we need to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to come watch hockey and then suddenly get COVID-19. No one wants that.
No one wants that.
Okay, maybe we can get a wide shot.
Yeah.
Before we find our guests.
Find our guests. Yeah. Let's just.
Let's meander over here.
And then it's our.
This is where the fans will be.
Yep.
We've made it. We finally made it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you could explain this glass, or was it you?
Yeah,
was it you
yeah.
who did the story?
Yes, that was me. Me
it
all
away.
the time. Thank God.
Here's
But the right one to explain is actually not here. I will show you guys later on the because as you can see, this is just a single board.
Yeah.
But those are like a pillar. That's like a plastic box. You see the difference between.
You're talking about the blue thing.
No, I'm the white thing, the plastic.
Oh, you said on that side.
Yeah, so it's different. The reason why, let me show you the way. So the reason why you can see some of the white blockage there, those are the seats reserved for foreigners. I doesn't mean to be impolite, but it's for
I'm
the
local anyway.
You're local. So it's for the ice makers who travel from abroad, and also some of the staff, as we just mentioned, in the closed loop, because they've been working on the grass and also with the athletes. So they're being separated from external people like us.
Avoiding a mix.
Yeah. So they will be watching the game, seeing how the ice is working in general in games and how all the performance goes and operation-wise. So those are the places for them. And there is actually a specific requirement for this kind of pillar plastic. It's because they are 3 meters tall, and that's how the distance the virus will spread. I think it's if you're like 3 meters away or this height, it won't spread.
Okay, so that's
Because of your,
That's a scientific measurement of social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Right away, I knew this was for COVID prevention measures.
Yeah, but
this is never
not
used.
this one, obviously.
Not this one. The
and,
cube, the sort of box
cube,
ones.
Yeah, the box. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, and then let's go find
Let's
our
go
guests.
down or on that side.
Let's. I think they are waiting here for
Okay.
us, and I think it's the Shi Lao Shi because
Shi Lao
I
Shi is-
interview him. Yeah, I
Him.
interview him.
Him. Okay, I gotcha. He is in charge of operations here.
Entire thing. He oversees everything.
At Wukesong always, or is he always working with
No,
it
they
just
are
for the
the team
Olympics?
like formed to in charge of the operation here at Wukesong. Yeah.
你好，你好，
嗨，
我们终于来了。
对了，我们先跟石老师聊一下吧。
对，
对，然后咱们是往前走吧。
对，就这
对。对对，然后我们再来聊防疫的部分。好，那我们稍稍往下走一点。感谢您百忙之中来跟我们分享一下这个五棵松的运营等等。Okay, so we arrived here. We just began our chat. What are some of your questions?
How about you go first? I'm still thinking to translate it into Chinese. I'm struggling here.
No
Go
worries.
ahead.
So this is our guest. He's in charge of the operation as well as the service part of the management here at Wukesong Sports Center. 那咱们现在这个测试赛是结束了，咱们现在是又进入到了一个什么样的阶段呢？
我们现在结束了之后呢，现在目前对测试赛来说，我们是移出期，然后现在下一步呢，我们要进入最后奥运的比赛的之前的最后的冲刺期，准备期了。
So they're finishing up the test events here. They are doing the removal part of all the signs as well as all the equipments,
The ice.
the ice, and they are heading into the preparation for the real games.
你们昨天把所有的病都拿下来了，对吗？
对，冰都化掉了。
化掉，但是什么时候又来冰？这是应该是下个月还是明年？
应该是在赛前，应该是明年了。
明年，所以这一段2021年可能就没有冰。
没有冰了，对。
这是为了什么？不要在此一下有，
因为
质量怎么样吗？
不是质量，质量完全都是奥运标准，测试赛也是用的
So
奥运
the
标
ice
准。
quality was of Olympic standard.
Yes.
但是你们注意了冰面，原来比赛的冰面的时候中间都有大 logo， 那个 logo 还是这个相约北京的 logo。
Experience Beijing.
啊，对，下次正赛的时候要change。
那你可以告诉我们 logo 是什么？
那个 logo 是奥运标志，
奥运的那个
五环标志。对。
So the Olympic rings.
Yeah.
Olympic rings. Okay.
So so the melting of the ice is for the change of the logo as well as to I think have the staff give them a rest as well.
And the process of changing, and the ice will come back. I asked them, when will we have ice here again?
The ice makers told me they will come back January.
Okay, so next year we can see Wukesong with ice again. Okay.
In Olympic with the
With the
logo
Olympic
with the
rings.
rings, yeah.
那你们刚做的那个怎么说 testing 测试赛遇到了什么大问题吗？还是都是特别棒？
对，有没有什么困难？
总体来说，我们这次测试活动呢非常的成功。我们当时办这个测试活动呢，主要是这么几个目的吧。第一呢，要测试验证我们所有之前制定的方案、程序。第二呢，就是咱都知道这是疫情情况下办赛，那我们还有一套疫情的一管一策，就我们五棵松场馆按照疫情防控的政策要求制定我们管自己的疫情防控的方案，要验证这两个方案。第三个呢，我们还要对我们整体的设施围绕赛事的这种服务进行验证，最后这个结果呢非常的顺利，
完全没问题吗？
完全没有问题。
So three-angled approach. I think the second one is the most important one about COVID prevent.
But I think the logistics is also important. You know how to have members around, which spots needs the most
Where the staff has to
help.
be.
Yeah.
But he said it was all quite successful.
So let me
go back over
rewind that a little bit. It's so first he said it's the operation, the logistic they have to test out, and then the pandemic and prevention and control, and the third one is what was that?
First was logistics and operations. Second one was COVID prevention, and the other one was purely about the ice, about skating.
第三个是什么？我们突然间断片了。
不好意思，可以再说。
第三个就是我们所有的比赛，围绕比赛所进行的一系列的设施还有一一些服务这些。
So actually competition aspect.
So purely competition aspect, how the athletes come in, what to do to help them out and all that.
哎，冬奥会的时候，除了冰球，还有什么运动在这儿？没有。
没有，只有
就是冰球。
就是冰球。
以女子冰球为主，还有一部分赛事是男子冰球。
女的、男的都在。
对。
But only part of the guys. So majority of them are the girls, and then part of them are the guys.
那决赛在这儿吗？不一定。
决赛女子冰球的
决赛、
铜牌赛和决赛都在这儿。
Oh, so all the finals. Okay, that's what I want to know because
but the guys will be at the national.
At the national, okay. So there's going to be 2 locations in general. Okay, 好。理解，谢谢老师。
那就是说，这个整个的布置下来，其实我比较好奇，我一直没有问这个数据，就是说咱们大概有多少个人员，就是工作人员，整个团队在这儿大概是多少个人？你了解吗？
你要说到这数字，我给你介绍一下吧。
好。
这次先说测试活动，我们是有2块奥运会比赛的冰面，这是一块我们的主的竞赛馆，我们还有一个训练馆，这2块冰面都是国际比赛、奥运会比赛标准的冰面，完全按那个标准来吃的。然后我们在这里头进行了4支队伍，5场比赛，还安排了10场的训练赛。最终呢，产生了54个精彩的进球。所以我们这些运动员都非常兴奋，他是在奥运标准的冰面上进行比赛，产生了进球，那个时刻是非常的激动的。
So what he has just explained is the test events. So 4 teams were here, and then I believe it was November 7th to 10th, so 4 days.
For testing ice hockey?
Yeah.
Women finished on the 14th.
Yes, but the guys, I know.
Yeah,
the guys was 7th to 10th, and then they have 4 teams here. They have 2 ice surfaces in this specific location. One is this competition one, and they also have a training one here.
The
training one, the training stadium here. And then it was pretty exciting for them just because you're being able to play on such high standard ice.
I'm just a guinea pig testing ice hockey, and I get to play on the top quality.
Yeah.
So it's an honor.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Well, You have one more? I have one more question.
您刚刚还有什么？
对，还有
就是还有人数这个。
人数啊，4支队伍，5场比赛，10个训练馆，然后人数呢，我们有39位的外籍专家呀，还有那个 IF 的官员来到参与我们这个整个的赛事组织。同时，我们工作人员呢，一共算下来环内环外加起来的话，一共将近有1300多人为这个比赛整个来进行服务。
So 39 international staff, including some from the IIHF, the International Ice Hockey Federation, and then 1,300 1300对吗？
对
1,300 local staff. Pretty good.
To provide everything.
To do
那其实到时候奥运会的时候是你们现在有这个方面的会比如说翻倍吗？
没有。奥运会的人员计划的话，我们这次测试呢，是保持了一定比例。奥运正赛的时候，大致的人员规模也在1600人左右，就我们工作人员。
So 300 more. 1600.
So 1600, yeah.
就在
区别不大。
馆内的，对，馆内的这次测试活动呢，基本上就按奥运赛时的全要素的进行测试了。
So they test everything out based on the demand of the Olympic, the real game.
So it's like a mock. It's like imitating the Olympics and doing it exactly. No, that's what it tests.
I think just because this is also the last round.
Yeah, no, I fully believe you should do that.
Yeah.
哎，这个五克松可以坐下多少人？一共有。
这个场馆它原来是篮球比赛，对它的整体的篮球比赛模式下是18000人。
18000 18,000 people can watch basketball if the ground is converted to a basketball court. 那冰球呢？
冰球比赛的话，应该是11000人。
我去，
因为
少7000。
因为你看。它这个如果要是篮球比赛，还可以出去进去。
对。
场靴要比这个小多了，两边都能进来。然后这次要缩回去。
No, because you need space for the penalty box where you go for 2 minutes for timeout, and for the teams. 这个我理解。所以冰球11000，
对，
篮球18000，
对。
7,000 difference。
那
除了缩回去之外，还有一些像一些转播的设施呢，这些它都占用了原来的一些设施。而篮球比赛就没有这个了。
还行。
这个规模已经是非常大了。
对。
好。
那日常运维的话，那其实相当于说这个阶段过去了，就是基本上场馆内不会太有更多其他的活动，就是说只是外围的一些准备，包括场馆的，我也知道你们这些标识啊都得重新更换。
对，需要重新调整。我们下一步的话，可能都有动作。我们现在是要抓紧的复盘。对这次测试活动的这些整个这个过程呢进行总结，就是查找还有哪些需要再改进的地方，还有再完善的地方，这是软的方面。硬的方面呢，就有一些的这些，比如说标识的设置啊，还有一些那个其他方面的一些临时设施的这些，我们还要再进行个别的一些调整，所以这硬件软件都要再做。因为最终离奥运会比赛还有80多天了，也是非常紧了。我们现在在冲刺。
So they are into the final period of preparation for the Olympics, and then they say only 80+ days until the.
Yeah, we're under 90 days.
Yeah, we're under 90 days.
He mentioned like the soft and the hard sort of design changes. Some things you can change, but some of the hard things.
So what? Let me explain the concept of what
soft and hard. Yeah.
Software means all the signs and all the postage.
That's easy.
Yes, but no. Just because it involves like sponsors.
True.
And
Okay.
Also, the design of the signs, how you should set up around here.
Okay.
And also, software also include the signs you see. For example, the safety entrance, the athletes entrance.
Yes.
Those are also the software.
You have to kind of set it up.
And then what do they mean the hardware? For example, the logistics box. How to put up the barriers you should not go in to divide. So I think that's the hard part. 那您能跟我们说一说，特别是防疫这次这方面有什么反馈吗？就包括你们比如说安的铁马呀，然后做的这个物流柜啊，就是你们会还做什么调整吗？或者说现在这个模式基本上已经成型了？
整体的评价呢，因为事前我们进行了周密的调研，在科学分析的基础上，按照专家组的提供的这种意见评审的结果，最后我们形成了我们五棵松自己的防疫方案。目前经过验证的话，防疫方案这几个方面呢都是还是有效的。这么几个方面，第一呢，我们从分区的角度，我们严格的就是环内环外分区不重叠，完全是分开的。然后呢，流线都不交叉。因为我们有8大客户群的这个流线，它在这个馆内 完全是分开的，不交叉。然后呢，就是做到人员不跨区，我们闭环内的人员和闭环外的人员严格的不让它跨区。另外，如果要是说一些关键的分割的这个区域分界面，我们叫界面严格管控，就是这个在分界，你像这种分界的地方严格管控。然后我们从指挥的角度来说，内外环都有相应的指挥小组，但以内环内这块来说，它是为中心。一体化的来指挥。
先来给我们的观众朋友解释一下。So, yeah, in English. So first of all, maybe some of our fans have watched my interview with the ice makers. Like I have to interview them, like walking down here, and then stick out my mic just because that was a closed loop. And I just want to explain it in my example. It's just because when I interview some of the foreign experts here, I have to maintain a safety distance with them. And then this is what he means by closed loop and external loop. Just because I have to be outside, otherwise if I get inside, I might be mixed with them and the mixed channel, because what they are saying is they are having a separate channels to make sure that all this channel will not like cross over or meet each other, to make sure that the people in the external and internal loop will not cross each other, to make sure that there is no virus going on and all that. Yeah. And then this is what I want to explain here. So he said there is a very accurate management of those channels and people are not crossing over. Yep.
He also mentioned some parts here, and we were taking a look at those sort of boxes on the other side of the arena. 哎，你可以给我们理解，你看这是白色的东西是吧？这是来看球的、来看比赛的人把他们分开了，可以给我们理解是什么东西 ？Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, we have one more guest.
您再给我们说这个就是跨栏，
对，
然后包括有那个那叫什么运营小组，就指挥小组
就是刚才说到，这是我们大的这个政策这个政策是原则上是这次运行的非常良好。然后刚才你提到这个问题，就是说我们对边界怎么划分划分的话，我们有几种方式，一种是硬质的隔离，你像这种透明的这板儿隔离，然后这是一种方式，还有一个就是刚才你提到的那个，像那个，它只不过是样式不一样，但都是高2.5米的，然后硬质的隔离，完全分开。这个区域环内的区域就闭环内了，外边是闭环外的。是这么一回事。
那你们是怎么划分？其实我们一直比较好奇，就是how do they make of this? What area to block off or what not? 就是什么区域是在内环里，什么在外环里？到底这个东西是怎么制定的？
这个是按照那个冬奥组委的防疫政策。防疫政策的话，哪些客户群、哪些群体是实行闭环管理的？那比如说按照防疫政策的话，比如说运动员相应的从那个入境的这些人员，还有跟他们直接关系的这些服务人员、那个工作人员这些是作为闭环管理。不纳入闭环管理的就是闭环外管理，是这么分。那闭环内管理的它活动的这个区域，我们就把它划为闭环内的区域了。先从人员是不是这个闭环内、闭环外，然后再说它活动的区域这么来分的。
So it depends on what area you moved. If my path has to go through here because I'm the athletes or the foreign experts,
or
they will include that into closed loop, and then that's how they make these.
How they designate.
Yes.
Okay. 好，
还
有一个嘉宾。
好嘞，谢谢您，
谢谢您。明年2022冰球比赛再见，奥运会再见，
我必须要了。我们加拿大人都必须要了。
加拿大很厉害，
中国也厉害啊！谢谢啊。好。
You're gonna station here.
Station. I'm gonna live here. It's your backyard. Okay, we have one more guest. I feel we've been making her wait.
No, we are.
It's her, right?
No, her.
辛苦了啊，等我们20分钟啊。
没有。Let's make our way over to the box. Yeah, and then we can.
All the other side. Oh, 这里。
Yeah, it's not far away.
我们去看看这个
板儿，然后您刚好也跟我们讲一讲你们防疫是怎么做的。好。然后您主要是负责就是整体的防疫。
对，因为我这个是属于场馆的防疫领域所以说就是场馆的一些防疫相关的一些事。 这都是统归到我们领域来。
啊
Let's
，so
wait for the mic so we can hear her speaking.
在
对
那儿。，
没事没事，
没事
你可以说大声音也 OK 啊。
对对，就是唠嗑儿，然后走着，然后给我们介绍一下，就是这个场馆是怎么防疫啊？我看这儿也有这个
免洗手消自动的。
所以你的部门是负责那个疫情的。
对。
那
everything about
everything.
pandemic prevention
So her
control.
department does all the prevention
Yes.
controls.
那
我想问你一个，我们现在过去，我随便问你，冬奥会的时候，那个施老师刚跟我说，可能有这个可以坐下11000人，但是比赛的时候，最多人可以进来是多少？
就除开闭环的这个部分。
因为不能，比如说每一个一直有人，这是不可能的，对吗？
对，是。我们现在是就是根据疫情的形势，然后决定这个观众的上座率。然后闭环内的区域的话，座位一般是就不开放给观众了。
Not open.
The closed loop,
with
the athletes and
inside
the
is
coaches,
okay.
yeah.
那别的人来看比赛？
我们有闭环外的区域，闭环外的区域是观众可以进来观赛的。
It's virtually outstairs.
OK.
Yeah.
然后这个闭环外的话，因为也根据咱们疫情防控的要求，它的上座率可能是会有要求，就是不超过50%，大概是这个数字。
50%， so not
对
the capacity cannot go
Yeah,
over
cannot
50%.
就比如说间隔就坐这样的方式。
那好像比赛的时候，每一个人是分开几个位置，
So sad, I
对吗？
cannot sit with you.
Yeah, we
We
can't-
have to like, hey, Omar.
这里下吗？看这
对，
个吗？
我们刚好想就是聊一下这个板儿。
这个是在我
See,
们
it's like a cube. It's not.
Yeah, this
it's
one I
not a
see.
single board.
这个就是咱们座位场其实中间这周围的防疫围挡都是使用的这种透明的，
下来这样子，
都是用的这个亚克力的透明隔板。一个是也不影响就是观赛这种，而且也一方面是美观，一方面是不影响这种观赛，包括那个其他的观赛方面的方便吧。像那个场外的一些隔板，就可能是用的那种不透明的隔板。然后这样的话，也是能实现它功能上的作用，而且也不影响这种视线。
那这个隔的到底是隔的谁呢？
它是相当于这个是闭环内的区域，人员就闭环内的人员在这个区域活动，闭环外的人员在这个区域活动。
明白。So it's to separate
outsiders
outsider
here,
and insider.
insiders on the inside.
So they have different zones for insider and outsider. It depends on obviously the population. For example, if I'm like girls team, I want to come to see the guys team. You have to have a spot for me to.
It's going to be reserved.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Because for the test events, I know those areas are reserved.
Specifically for foreigners.
Yeah, and for staff who are stuck inside,
Right.
they don't have much things to do. They come here to watch.
那进来吴克松必须要打了疫苗，天天要做核酸。冬奥会的时候你们有什么要求？还是这个还不理解？
这个暂时
还没有吗？
就是正赛的话还没有定，
还没有定。
对。
So we're still
疫苗
waiting.
的话，疫苗现在也都在推广接种疫苗。
So when it comes to vaccination and PCR testing, we're obviously still 3 months away. But I'm sure that will be in place. But at the moment, that hasn't
那
been
测试赛是怎么要
completely
求的呢
arranged.
测试赛的话，是因为一个是实行的一馆一测，像我们海淀的场馆的话，就是闭环内和闭环外都是1天1检测。
Oh, so it's different actually. So for example, Wukesong has its own policy.
Testing. Yes. Okay.
And then the National Stadium had its own policy as well.
But Wukesong was 1 day, 1 time. Once
for
per day.
inside and outside.
OK.
Yeah.
一天需要做一次核酸检测。
是的。
OK.
是的。
哇，你们在这里可以做吗？
我们是在闭环内和闭环外以及红线外都设置一个核酸
They
采
will
样
have
点。
a
哇，
spot
这个
set
好
up.
方便。
对，然后
So you
闭
have
环
internal systems and locations on site to do PCR testing. Fantastic.
在各自
Efficient.
区域内来做。
好，太棒了。
对。
安全第一。Safety is number one.
是。
对对对。
那这次此赛完全没有问题，没什么疫情的影响。
有什么心得吗？
对，
我们特别好奇。
就是因为这次测试也相当于是第一次是在疫情下办赛吧，然后也算是我们这个疫情分区管理，包括刚刚石主任提到的一个疫情分区分级管理，然后人员是分级分类管理，就是一个这方面的一个全元素测试，然后觉得就是现在看到的成果，然后这方面还是挺成功的。
So the concept is, it depends on the zone, and also it depends the team management. For example, you're an athlete, and then somebody in charge of you because you're athletes.
So athletes will have their own management. Staff will have their own epidemic
leader,
control.
yes.
Okay. And this was
it depends
team
on the
okay.
category of the position.
So everyone was healthy. So yeah, that's how they've divided it. Wow, jeez, you're so close. I didn't know you're so close there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 好。
好嘞，那我们没什么特别的了。对。I think they are going to play the light for us, but I need to have
I didn't know about this show. We have a special light show.
Yeah, we have a special.
Should we stay here or go back to that side?
I think I'm going to
find that lady.
Find that lady,
Yeah,
but
I know
at
who
the
you're
same
talking
time,
about.
yeah. Oh, I think
It's over there.
I would like to take over the camera, and then I will find
I will let you take over the camera. Take over. Film her. Hide her.
No.
It's Jasmine's
No.
show.
No, I need to find a lady, and then what's your thought about the stadium today?
So I had fun today. Like, this was really cool for me. Like, I've never been in a Olympic-size arena before. I've been to hockey arenas around Canada and North America, but this was really, it was fun. It was first time doing this in China. Mind you, I've been here 8 years. I've never done much hockey stories. But it's really cool.
I'm going to find my
Go ahead.
light show
I can talk.
lady.
So she's going to go find, we're supposed to finish off this live stream with a bit of a live show. But yeah, I kind of want to mention to our viewers, okay, hockey. You're probably going to think China, not a traditional market for hockey or a sports market for the sport. It isn't. That's the reality. It isn't. You see table tennis, basketball, football, soccer. Those are sports that have grown and China has sort of dominated in. Maybe not so much football, but there's a huge interest in those sports. But if you think of the United States, for example, you have ice hockey happening in Dallas, Texas, in parts of Florida, which is in the southern parts of the country. Those are summer destinations. Those are holiday destinations. So no one can really say that hockey can only thrive in Beijing. I think it can thrive in parts like Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Hong Kong even. There shouldn't be any issue with that. Just a few days ago, I went to one of the main sport academies here in Beijing named Kaiwan Academy. They have foreign coaches. They have partnerships with professional hockey teams here in Beijing. The youth scene of youth participants in ice hockey, it's around 5,000 in the league here. And that league itself is the biggest one in Asia. You're back. You
so I have a bad news, but we can walk over to take a look, and I can show you.
You interrupted my monologue. I was trying to educate our viewers about ice hockey in China.
Keep going. I want to.
So as I was saying before someone interrupted me, the youth leagues, up to 5,000 youth players here in China, that's arguably the biggest one in Asia, based on research. And look at the IIHF 10 years ago. They only found 540 registered ice hockey players in China. Now that's up to 9,500, or just under 10,000. So that's like, in 10 years, you look at 9,500 registered official hockey players in China. Based on the population, the ratio is not high. We're in the most populated country in the world. You would assume for more athletes. But again, it takes time to grow the game. The NHL has been here on 2 occasions. There have been partnerships with ORG, which is a major Chinese company. And they had the Shenzhen games. They had games in, I believe, Shanghai and Beijing. Vancouver Canucks were here. Boston Bruins were here. Calgary Flames were here. And the Los Angeles Kings were here. And that's back in 2017 and 2018, I believe. That was.
This reminds me of one of our colleagues shared a story with me saying you see a Canadian uniform when you're doing coverage somewhere else, like in Shanghai or.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is a funny story. Wang Hongjia told you this.
Yeah.
So I was in Qinghai in a small town called Ge'ermu, which is a tiny little part near the Kunlun Mountains.
It's like very suburban.
It's tiny, and it's like it's just a weird, like tiny little town. You would never. It was a weird experience seeing an ice hockey jersey from a Canadian team, and I was just shocked. I wish I bought it.
And then it was in like a shop? Or?
No, it was on a street market. You're walking through like a bazaar, not bizarre, like an open market in the middle of the streets of Ge'ermu, and suddenly there's a lady selling clothes, and I take this jersey, I'm like, my goodness, this is from the NHL. This is a sweater, a uniform of an ice hockey team. How did this end up in Qinghai, which is the northwest part of China, which I would never assume hockey to be out there, but that doesn't mean hockey shouldn't be out there. Sport can go anywhere. So if you remind me of this. So I have no idea.
Yeah, and then after you said it, I was like, wait, Omar found something on his
Sorry, where are you taking me right now? I'm super confused. We're going.
So we actually walk like halfway around the entire stadium. So we are coming here.
Here. Oh, the lights.
Yeah, the lights.
Oh, this is cool.
So well, sadly the equipment, yeah. So they will actually, no, the reason why you can see a lot of them line up right here is just because they have like a, they have a platform to control all the lights.
Okay.
So they can have like Pac-Man along all the seats, doing like cool lighting effects. So it's like a light show, but since the equipment is off, so they can't like really show us. But this is normally how they set up. And you can, you know those concert, they want to have the little thingy in the same light.
Towels.
Yeah.
Or some sort of pom-poms.
Yeah.
To cheer on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this I feel like.
But they can coordinate the lights, the color of the lights.
So someone's behind some sort of computer, the light technician, and all of these will go the same color or do some wavy color.
Yes, exactly. Or Pac-Man, you can see like Pac-Man.
Very, very innovative. And every seat will have this? The whole arena? I hope they sanitize.
They also have I think they said, they corrected me, it's 180 degree camera because they only have
not 360.
Yeah, not 360.
Yeah, but that 180 would be the whole, looking this way, that's 180 degrees.
But they only have it on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are some of the small tech fun stuff happening here.
I'm trying to think, what have we missed today? We started from the ice up here.
We have everything.
We've seen everything except hockey and ice.
Yeah.
We've seen everything except the sport.
But I think it's something to say for when the final process, the final ice making is done, the preparation of the game, and also some alteration of the policies. I think that's something to compare.
Yeah, the before and after is going to be incredible. And again, she said there's only going to be a capacity of 50%. That's not going to be able to be exceeded.
So 50%, that means like 6,000 people?
Under, yeah, 5 to 6,000 people. Yeah, 6,000 people under 11K. So, yeah, I feel like it'll be spread out. But remember, you have like the super high sort of seats would go to the ceiling of Wukesong, and then you have the VIP seats down in the middle. So it'll be really interesting to see how this whole Olympics turns out. You know, there's so much. It's hard, you know. You have to keep in mind. You have to keep the athletes safe, the local people who come
us
along,
safe,
and you have to keep the people of Beijing safe. There's some people in Beijing who probably don't care for Olympics and they just want to live their normal life. And you're having all these athletes come here.
But according to how they've done this, I think is.
It's going to be pretty safe.
Yeah, and then we will go from like hotel or
direct buses from hotel to venue. Yeah. So it's going to be. Yeah, there's not. If we're in the closed circuit, I'm not going to be able to go out for a meal with my friends.
That's weird. The logistic delivery.
My friends can send me gifts.
Yeah, flowers, wine, and cookies.
Okay. I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up.
For all our viewers, wherever you watched, leave your comments, your criticisms, your complaints. No, I'm kidding. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of experience.
In-depth review, and also I also want to explain the reason why we didn't take you into the locker room, just because they kind of renovated again for the Olympic, because they have different setups, also different colors of the hang-up and all the kind of hangers, and
the design is going to be different.
The design is going to be completely different, and also how they're going to present a hallway. So that's why we didn't take you inside. But I think that's something to also watch out for next time when we do the after comparison again.
No, we're going to be here for the live event. We're going to be here. We're going to for the real thing in 3 months. Okay.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.